Welcome to the Joy Work Show, the podcast that goes beyond the surface of business, right to the heart, to explore the real joy and the stories behind success. Not just the moments of celebration, but the challenges that pave the way for them. Hiya, I'm Diane, and on this podcast we know that joy isn't just about the good times. Often the greatest joy comes right after the greatest challenge. So welcome back to the Joy Work Show and today's episode. And this is for you if you have ever felt a slight panic or feeling of dread or sleepless night at the thought of stepping away from your business. Whether for a planned holiday or an unexpected life event, this is the episode for you. I'm currently prepping for surgery that is going to take me away from my business for an unknown amount of time at this precise moment in time. It could be a recovery of a week. It could be a recovery of a couple of weeks. And let me tell you that the mental gymnastics of making sure my business doesn't fall apart in my absence have been real. Part of them are mindset and belief, and that when I step away for that life of time, it can't possibly still stand. But also the logistical and the processes that need to be in place to make sure that the things that I want to happen still happen. Now, I'm a solopreneur, I'm a business of one, so there's certainly not going to be any delivery throughout that period, but I can still be working on my visibility, my messaging, my content, my making sure that I am still seen and my presence in the world is still there, because that's such a huge part of my business right now. But the thing is, and what I want to make sure is that I want a business that is able to function without me. Now, as I say, I am the business, I am the service and the delivery. So when something like this happens, that element falls to the side at this precise moment in time. But I want to make sure that I can have that time away from my business and I can still service my clients around that it still makes sure that the delivery is there, but I just don't need to be doing it every single day, because we all deserve time away without guilt, without stress, without the phone pinging every 5 minutes, unless it's phone pinging sales that you don't have to actually be involved in. And let's face it, we all want that. But ultimately, we don't need to be checking our phone, and we don't need to pack our laptop if we don't need to as well. So today we're getting strategic. And this is almost holding myself accountable and drawing a line in the sand for myself too. We'll talk about what you need to do now to set your business up for success when you need to step away. And because you know I like to keep things real, I'll also share how I'm navigating the processes, the wins, the worries and all. So let's get started. So I want you to think about planning like your future self will thank you. The best time to prepare for an absence is before you actually need to step away. So whether it's a holiday or an emergency, you want systems in place ahead of time. Systems in place that work for you. Systems in place that keep the plate spinning that you want to be kept spinning for the amount of time that you're going to be away from your business. Now, you need to ask yourself, what absolutely has to keep running whilst I'm away? What can pause without harming the business? And who or what can take over certain tasks in my absence if this is something that you need? And this is where automation, delegation and scheduling become your best friends. If you've got social media posts to get done, batch and schedule them all. Think about what you want to be talking about whilst you're not in your business. Are you going to be selling offers? Are you going to be getting your free lead magnet out there? Are you going to be encouraging people to come into your world? Whatever it is, batch them and schedule them and make sure they still have that messaging throughout. Client work, set expectations early. Let those in your world who need to know that you're going to be away, how long they're going to be away for, and the expectations that they can have. In email responses, I think an autoresponder is probably the oldest piece of technology that you could use to just let people know what's happening, where you're up to, and what to expect next. Something I have done so I only got my surgery date on Wednesday just gone, and I go in for the surgery a week on Tuesday. And what I did, because I went into panic mode of all the things that I needed to get done, I've waited for the surgery for some time. It looked like it wasn't going to happen, and now it looks like it is going to happen. So I suddenly thought all these things that I had lined up. So I basically, for 15 minutes, I just wrote everything that I thought needed to be done in my business now. And that did range from client delivery, appointments I had booked in, right through to working on SEO and my website and my YouTube channel and things like that have been on my to-do list for a while. I then looked and decided, what are the things that I absolutely had to get done before the surgery date? So that was client delivery, appointments that were booked in, responsibilities and commitments that I had. I had to speak to my membership about what was going to happen within the membership whilst I am recovering and resting and healing. And then everything else didn't actually matter. So after that, I was like, those are the things I need to deal with for the next 24 hours. Done, sorted. And actually, it's created a little bit of momentum in my business, as these ultra focused times always do, that I'm really, really enjoying. Then I thought about, right, what do I want to happen whilst I am resting? And the things that I want to happen is I don't want my visibility to drop. I still want people coming onto my email list. I still want people to know about my low ticket offers and my membership and things like that. So I am having my messaging and my social media and everything going out like that. I want to be emailing my email list. I want to have blogs to get posted, and I want podcast episodes to still be coming out. So all of those things are now the focus for the next 10 days to make sure that that all happens whilst I'm resting. And then there's tasks that I can do while I'm resting that I enjoy because I love my business, that have been on the bottom of the to-do list because of the amount of time they will take, like my SEO, like learning more about YouTube, like finally learning about Pinterest. All of those tasks are now on the I can do them whilst I'm resting, and I need something to do because I want my mind to be active and I want to still be in business mode at some point. So it's really good to do that brain dump and then ask yourself those questions that I just said, because you need to, because some things really wouldn't be a problem if they're paused at this precise moment in time. It will not harm my business, but pausing my visibility would. You want to create a business without me plan. So if something happened tomorrow and you couldn't work for a month, would your business survive? If the answer is maybe or I don't know, it's time to get serious and think about the business model that you're building. So here's what to put in place. Clear written out plan of what needs to happen daily, weekly and monthly. Do not keep all these things in your head. Have something strategic wrote down so that, and yes, as I have said, I am a business of one. I do not have somebody that's going to sweep in and do the delivery for me. But if I had it written down, I then would have somebody who'd be able to help me action some of the things, speak to the clients I would need to speak to, and put everything in place. And also, when you get into a place where you feel like you've not got the clarity and you've not got the focus to make the decision next, when you have it all written down, that is the easiest way to make the decision, by going back to that plan and that basis. Have access instructions for key tools and platforms stored somewhere securely so you can instruct somebody, should you need to go and access those things for you. If you are incapacitated in any way, it's one phone call away. And yes, it might take your partner, somebody in your family, a friend, or perhaps a business peer or colleague who you trust, that you'd be able to go in and help you with those things. And then you want a designated person or system to handle the urgent issues. So that goes back to having emails, a CRM, something in place that you can automate, that should you need to quickly be able to put an email in place to let anybody email you know what the situation is. Even if you're a solopreneur, business of one, entrepreneur, this plan will make returning easier and keep things running smoothly while you're out. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Stepping away is pointless if you're still mentally in your business. Set clear expectations with clients, customers in your team. So even if you're not expecting any time out of your business in the next 6 months, you still want to make sure you have those boundaries in place so that both you and your clients know, and your team, if you have one, what the expectations are. What are the minimum requirements? What is going to happen and when? A few key things you want to communicate when you do know that you're going to have an absence: if your dates of unavailability, even if it's just to yourself. You have to have those boundaries for yourself. You have to make a commitment with yourself. Like, I have to make a commitment to rest and heal, to come back stronger. There's a reason why I'm having this surgery, and I want to be feeling better and stronger after it. If I don't commit to that time myself, I will not be doing service to my family, my friends, my clients, and my business. So make sure you have those dates of unavailability. Because I don't know what my recovery period is going to be like yet, because there isn't a set recovery period as of such until we know what we're dealing with, I have blocked out 2 weeks that can be looked at and reviewed when we know what the landscape is. But I have a minimum of 2 weeks that I've taken on advice that I will not be delivering, and nobody will expect to hear or see from me. Although you'll still see me on social media, because I am scheduling everything and making sure that everything is done and sorted. And then I've also, so those dates of unavailability, I've made a contract with myself, and I've also then spoken to my clients and people in my membership and people who I'm recording podcast episodes with to let them know that that is that period. And I can update that, or I can come back sooner if that is how the landscape is. You also want to communicate who to contact for urgent issues, or that there won't be any immediate responses during that time. Managing people's expectations is the best customer service you can give. A return date and what to expect when you're back. And then this is the hard part to stick to. No sneaky inbox checking. No just a quick look at this, that, quick look at Slack. The world will not end. I promise. And you will be so much better off whether you're resting from a holiday, a break, or an unexpected life event. The world won't end, I promise. You need to have a mindset shift. You need to release control and trust the process. A lot of the stress around stepping away isn't about the business, it's about us. Will things fall apart? Will people be annoyed? Will we be forgotten? And the answer is always no, no, and absolutely not. This is where we practice what I like to call reboundability. Last week I spoke about it on the podcast. When we talk about failing forward, when we talk about not counting our failures, but how many times we actually rebound, this is about trusting that you can step away, and that when you come back, you will be stronger physically, mentally, and strategically. You'll come back stronger physically because our body enjoys rest. I will come back feeling stronger physically, hopefully, because it might deal with a health issue that I have. I'll come back mentally better because I will give myself the capacity and the space to deal with what I need to deal with, to feel all the feels that I need to feel, but manage them and move on from them. And strategically, because I've left my business in a place that I want it to be, I can come back to it and take the action that I want to take to move forward. Instead of worrying, think about what this break will do for you. Rested you makes better business decisions. Space away gives time for creativity, fresh ideas, new perspectives. Time off is proof that your business isn't a fragile house of cards, that you are building the foundations or nurturing the forest of your business that means it's going to be stronger than ever. You need to review and adjust because no plan is perfect. Before you actually step away, do a trial run. Take a mini break, even if it's just a weekend completely unplugged, to see what breaks down, to see what email automation isn't working, to see what funnel has got some kinks in it, to see what any of the automations you have within your business, do any of them break, or just have a little kink in that you can get sorted and fixed. Then you can adjust accordingly. The goal is to make stepping away feel normal, not like you're abandoning ship. Okay, so let's focus on the biggest takeaways. Plan now, not later. Even if you're thinking of not taking any time away from your business in the near future, set up systems, automations, and schedules so your business runs without you, so that you can decide to go. Even small things like deciding to go to the gym. Your friend phones and asks if you can go for lunch. You can, because your business is running in the background. Something comes up where you need to go into school for your child, you can, because your business is working in the background. And a client reschedule is just a phone call or an email away, and your clients have that belief and trust in you because you have that belief and trust in yourself and your business. Create a business without me plan. Even if it's just for emergencies, having a plan will save you stress, and it'll give you something to come back to when the confusion sets in. Set and stick to boundaries. No half in, half out breaks. Communicate it and hold yourself accountable. A lot of the fear around stepping away from our business is about ourselves, our own mindset. So work on that and hold yourself accountable to get there. Trust in your rebound ability. Your business won't crumble without you, and you'll return stronger and better than ever. Even if it's just from a lovely holiday, how refreshed and rejuvenated you will be. Test, review, and tweak. A mini break before a big one helps you see what needs adjusting. Okay, I hope that's now giving you some food for thought about your business foundations and what you can actually do to prepare for when you need to be away from your business. And one last thing, if listening to this made you realise your business needs way more structure to survive and you need some more foundations and to think about the foundations in your business, I'd invite you to check out my 21-day strategy sprint. It's all about building a business that works for you, not just because of you. It's about your values, your foundations, your mission, your superpowers, your anti-goals, and everything in between. The link is in the show notes if you would like to go and check that out. But that's it for today. I have got a break from my business to go and get organised for. If this resonated with you, share it with a fellow business owner who needs to hear it. Perhaps you know somebody who is in the same situation as me and is needing to prepare for some time away. I would love you to subscribe to the podcast. It costs you nothing apart from a little click of a button, but it means the world to me and means that the Joy Work Show can reach more and more people every week. And as always, I'll see you next time on the Joy Work Show.